Well, greetings, Dr. Ayleen, and this is your place and your space to take a moment, take a breath. Oh my God, take a look at that frame rate drop. Well, hello there. Hey, Sheila. Hi, JJ Bunny, my awesome friend and cohort partner in crime, aka Hugs Bunny, aka Funny Bunny, aka Honey Bunny, aka the March Hare. Yes, we'll figure out a way that works, and aka the Jackalope, and aka somebody who is absolutely just an all-around good egg, and hopefully having a very nice lunch. So, yes, our frame rate is like immediately. Okay, hold on. Let me see if there is anything else I can close that could possibly help the frame rate. Hold on. We're gonna close down everything that isn't absolutely necessary to be open. Hopefully that will stop our frame rate from plummeting. Okay. Oh, it stopped. Okay. Hopefully the signal is still good, but I think we have paused. So hopefully it's all good. And thank God it's Friday. And we call this Focus Friday because it's about Mixel! Yay! Mixel in the house! Hello there, Mixel. How are you? I hope you're having a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And welcome. So glad you're here. So, focus. What do we focus on? What is it where we choose to put our energy? And sometimes it's not so easy a choice. And it's like, well, just choose to be happy or just choose this. It's not that easy. It is, as I say, life is fun until it isn't, and it sucks until it doesn't. And it is important to be able to acknowledge that it isn't just about where we put our focus that it lands. And that can be kind of tricky because, I believe that there are certain things that will draw our attention and draw our thoughts. And sometimes it's because we need to deal with them. And sometimes they're not the happiest things to focus on. And I think that it's good to be gentle with ourselves. There's kind of a balance point when it is, it's like a great day. It's an awesome day. We're feeling strong. We're feeling, good about ourselves. We're feeling like, it's like, what? I can do this. I can do this. And then those other days when we just want to curl up in a blanket taken straight from the dryer, which is, that's like one of my major comfort go-tos would be to, if it was just one of those days or I wasn't feeling well, I'd take a blanket, I'd put it in the dryer, let it run for about 15 minutes, and then just sit and curl up in it. And that was my little cocoon. And it may sound weird, but it actually kind of made me feel better sometimes because it was something warm and comforting, and I'd have like some, some hot cocoa or Ovaltine. I love Ovaltine. And I don't have as much of it right now because I am working on being healthier. But oh my God, there's nothing better than Ovaltine. So, and I am not sponsored by Ovaltine, but oh my God, I would love to be. I see you have a PSVR. Why, yes, I do. Yay! And I've even worked my way up that I can play Skyrim in VR for a good 15 minutes before I start to feel sick to my stomach. So I consider that a win. What are you playing there? Well, I do Skyrim. The big thing I love right now is Beat Saber because one, really good exercise, and two, that doesn't make me nauseous in 15 minutes. I don't know what it is, but if you have a VR for no other reason, play Skyrim, because in the opening scene, if you've ever played Skyrim, you know the scene I'm talking about when the dragon shows up in like a cutscene at the very beginning, okay, that takes on a whole new meaning in VR. And in some ways, it's interesting because, you know, it's like it gives the impression, your brain tells you that you're outdoors. You know, it's like every sense that you have says, you know, when in the very opening scene when you're in the cart and I'm looking around. Now, I know consciously that I'm sitting on my couch, but it is like infamous J.O. Yay! Infamous J.O. in the house. It is because you are standing still. Any games where the character is moving confuses your brain / stomach too much. Oh my gosh, yes. And it is like, you know, it really is. Oop, hydrate. And this morning's warm beverage of choice is onion tea. And I have my mug before my morning coffee. I might as well be a dog with the upset, angry cat face. I have had this mug probably longer than most folks have been alive. So, but it is, it really is interesting, you know, and, you know, it's like sometimes I'll take like Dramamine first, but it is, while it's confusing and it takes a little bit of getting used to, and it's weird because you have that visual experience of being outside, which I think might be sort of a way that, you know, I mean, it could be like tremendously hard for like people who are agoraphobic to have that sensation. And it could also be a gentle immersion thing. Like, you know, you spend like a couple of minutes in a VR and sort of experiencing it, even though you know that you're not outside, but you have sort of the visual experience. So that could actually work either way. And I would certainly recommend anybody just, you know, speak to, you know, if they're talking with somebody, if they're seeing a therapist or something, to speak with them about the possibility of that, because it is sort of that outside without being outside type of thing. So I don't know if that's an idea that someone who has a VR unit, you know, see how that works. Because honestly, it sort of has your brain thinking one thing and your body telling you another. And yeah, it can be the queasies. But, you know, it's important to be respectful of what it is that we're going through in every single minute that we're experiencing stuff. And like I said, some minutes can be awesome. Some minutes can be great and funny and or touching. And some minutes can be put a blanket in the dryer and then cocoon yourself in it for a little while because frankly, you know, you're just not having the outside world today. Whatever it is that you need, it's okay. Whatever it is that you feel, it's all right. Whatever it is that, whether it makes sense to anyone else or not. I mean, you know, maybe in any given moment, you want to scream into a pillow. Or maybe in that same moment, you want a cup of Ovaltine. Or maybe you want to, you know, go take a walk outside. Or maybe you just want a cocoon. And, Lady Oric, who is in the Loving Lurkers Lounge. Yay! So happy to have you here and lurk away. You know, snacks are in the corner. Please feel free to put your feet on the furniture. And also, if anybody wants to promote something they're doing, if they're promoting their stream, if they're doing something cool, please feel free to mention it in the chat. You know, I do not have a problem with self-promotion, and I don't have a problem. Snacks, I miss those. Oh my God, speaking of that, JJ, thank you for that thing of the bunnies, the link to the bunnies. Oh my God, that was so tremendously cute. Okay, anybody who thinks rabbits are cute, anybody, JJ sent me this link for a video that basically it was like this bunny island thing. And this guy is feeding these bunnies, and the bunnies are following him around, and they're like coming up to him and being all bunny. And it was just so cute. So yeah, thank you so much for that. That definitely put a smile on my face. I've known about that island for quite a while, but that video really showed them off well. Well, then you need to go there because obviously you are its missing king. JJ, King of the Bunnies, new AKA King of the Bunnies. So, you know, but it was, I just wanted to say before, you know, the thought went out of my mind that that was tremendously cute. And, you know, if B-girl hype, you know, if anybody wants to see it, then, you know, we'll link it. In fact, JJ, can you put the link for that up in the chat? I mean, I know you as a moderator, you get to do that. But, you know, it's when we find little things that make us smile. And it doesn't have to be sensible. It doesn't have to be trending. It doesn't have to be something that anybody else thinks is funny. I mean, there's some people who's like, oh my God, an island full of bunnies, how horrible. Which, you know, I mean, you know, you're free to have a thing about bunnies and, you know, but I would look into that. But it is, you know, I mean, puppy or kitten videos of baby animals doing silly things. And, yep, there it is. But the idea that, you know, focus on you. Focus on what it is that will make the next 5 minutes a little bit easier. Focus on the fact that, you know, whatever it is you're going through, you are pretty damn strong. Even when we don't feel it. That we are loved, even though in that moment we might not notice it. Because sometimes it's hard to focus on the gentler side. I mean, you know, it's not about pretending to be happy or Pollyanna, which was actually a classic movie that from a long time ago. Aaron the Healer! Oh my gosh, Aaron the Healer. Folks, and I do not know, maybe my 30 days ran out. Why is my chatbot not announcing those who are a part of the amazing, amazing Nameless family? And it's just so wonderful to be a part of a community that is so caring and so loving and so supportive. And if you want to be a part of a group like that, let me see. Why are you not announcing? Hold on, let's do that. Yes. Twitch streamer, connect. Yes. Okay, so you should be doing this. Yes, let's watch the boomer try to figure out what the heck is going on with her chatbot. I didn't even know chatbots existed about 7 months ago. So this is exciting. But yes, Aaron the Healer, so happy to have you in the house. I hope that you are doing, you know, awesome, and if not awesome, I hope you're doing okay, and you know that it's not so bad. And sometimes if not so bad is the best thing that we can pull up in that moment, it's okay. I think that there is kind of, I mean, just in my humble opinion, there's a bit of a misconception that all you have to do is just think positive and positive things will always happen. And no. I know a lot of people who have thought very positive about winning, you know, like one of those $200 million or $800 million lotteries, and they made vision boards and they did positive affirmations and all this stuff, and they didn't win. Does that mean that it doesn't work? No, I won't say it doesn't work. It just, sometimes it's kind of lined up that something else will happen. I've applied for NF several times and they've always turned me down. Oh, sweetie. Well, you know what? You could always ask why. And, I mean, you know, there's folks, let me know on Discord. We can chat about that. Oh, there it is. So, you know what, Sheila? Hang in there. It's okay. I mean, there's things about, the amount of streaming that's done and all of that stuff. But honestly, and there are, there are different levels. So, we'll talk about that, and I can get you in contact, because at the very least, they can explain why. And I'm sure that they would. One of these days, they'll let me in. You know what? I will be rooting for you. And like I said, you can find out exactly why. That's an okay thing. It's a good question to ask. But I'm sorry. And that's a rough thing to not feel that. And thank you for sharing that. I'm really proud of you for sharing that, because it's not always easy to share stuff like that. And know that this is a safe place for you, and you are I'm getting a lot of hamsters today. Okay. I don't know if it's my internet or not. Well, lately internet has been a very bizarre thing. And thank you. And it is, and also, for those of you who don't know, Sheila has a YouTube page where she is chronicling her journey through some real big challenges. And I've watched videos, and and it really is quite touching. And so, Sheila, thank you so much for letting us into your world. And Papa Merritt! Yes, Papa Merritt, one of our young, rising stars in the Twitch universe. And it's so good to see you. It's so good to hang out. I love Nameless Family, though. Don't worry about my shout out. Okay, well, dude, you do it. This is about everybody feeling free to kind of promote themselves. So, oh my God, I'm taking a break from streaming for a month. You know what? Hey, you shout yourself out anyway, because when that month is over, you're going to be back. And it's okay. Hey, can't hear in a meeting, but love you all. Mwah. Love you too, Lady Auric. So, okay, she can't hear me. We will put it in the chat. Okay. Love you too. There we go. So, it is, there's always an opportunity for us to, just be ourselves, to be real, and to have that be safe. And, whether it is a situation where, everything is going good and you just want to share your joy. And, and sometimes people catch a little flack, they're very excited about something, and then they say it or they share it, and suddenly it's like, oh, well, you're just bragging, or some sort of negativity. It's like, you know what? Somebody's sharing something they're excited about. Why not? What does it hurt to spread some positivity, to give people a reason to celebrate? I just feel like the more and more time I put into streaming, the more and more I don't grow my YouTube. I mean, Twitch, not YouTube. Well, you know what? It is, it's just hanging in there. And, you've got a lot of folks who are, very supportive of you. And it's also about what it is that, that feels right for you in each moment. If you feel that you want to, take a step back and regroup, stream when, you really feel like streaming. Stream when, there's something really cool going on. Or stream when you want to play your saxophone. That's whatever it is. Not to mention, haven't told my parents. Have to say it is for a fiend and not a job. Yep. It is. It took me so long. You can't give up. If it's not feeling thin, Twitch takes a lot of work outside of just streaming. Ding, ding, ding. Absolutely. You know, I mean, much love and respect to everybody. I had no idea, you know, what streaming involved until I started. And it's not just setting up a camera and, you know, playing a game and joking around. There's a lot of pieces to it. And it is hard work. And it's also fun. And, you know, it's fun until it isn't, and it sucks until it doesn't. So it really is that, you know, and it is hard not to, you know, like, oh, you know, what are my views? What are my analytics? I mean, I almost think that, like, for the first, you know, I'm gonna finish this school year and do what I have to do over the first few weeks of summer, then I'll probably be back. Absolutely. You know, because, hey, you know, the real world, the real life definitely needs its attention. And, you know, if we have to choose between streaming and taking care of stuff that we need to take care of, that's important, including if that thing we need to take care of is ourselves. And taking care of ourselves can come in a lot of different forms. And whatever works for you, whatever it is that helps you to make it through, say, the next 5 minutes, whatever it is that, you know, if you can make a list of things that kind of help you in any given moment. I use my mom's computer and I make it to where I can't see my uptime views or viewers because I'm trying not to care about that. But it's kind of hard to. Yes, it is. It so is, my dear. You know, it can be hard. And it can be, you know, because there's that, you know, real slow growth, slow, and then suddenly, you know, bam. And, you know, yeah, it would probably be good at some point to have a talk with your parents about it. And, you know, if it's something that is not interfering with the stuff that you need to do, in a lot of cases, you know, parents, they might want to check it out. They might want to check out, you know, it's like, well, what is this Twitch thing? And, you know, you can always show them videos or the streams of people who, you know, who you respect, who respect you. And that's okay. And, you know, figuring out what works. And sometimes life is just figuring out what works in that moment. And being gentle with who you are and where you are in that moment. And, you know, sometimes if I start getting, you know, I start getting too busy, which I used to do routinely. Now I'll stop and go, okay, how am I feeling? And I stop and I check in with myself. And if the answer is, I'm feeling a lot of pressure, it's like, okay, time out. What will help me right now? What is causing my pressure and what will help to relieve some of it? It's like, well, even if I can't relieve that stress now, like if I'm in the middle of treating patients or it's a really busy day or I'm taking care of somebody, it's like, okay, what would help me is if when I'm done, I take tomorrow off. You know, I will bargain with myself like crazy. It's like, you know what? If I need to do this, I finally finished my April fairy diamond painting that I've been working on since January. Oh man, that would be so cool. Okay, send it over to me in Discord, and then I can post it up. So post it for me in Discord, and then I can share it. I mean, if you don't mind me sharing it, but it sounds like it's so. I mean, I'm sorry, you had me at April Fairy Diamond, so. You know, and it's wonderful to be able to create things. I am so amazed by artists, and you know, it doesn't matter what the medium. It's like whether they're painting or they're sculpting or, you know, doing metal work. Someone who can take something that's in their head, that only exists in their head, and bring it into the real world. I am so amazed by that. Oh yeah, my sub ran out yesterday. Oh, I got you. Okay, I'll take care of it as soon as I'm done. But we will get you resubbed and everything. I thought I had you subbed like to continuously sub every month, but I must have clicked the wrong box. Yeah, I'm old. So, and people have told me, it's like, you're not that old. It's like, yeah, I'm old. And I embrace that. I embrace the fact that I have overcome things for almost 60 years, and that's exciting. I hear your pretty voice now. Yay! I mean, and folks, I'm telling you, you have got to go see Lady Auric, the dancing queen of Twitch, because you don't have to keep spending your money on me. I can live without a sub. Dude, you're one of my moderators. And I mean, it's really not that big a deal. So yeah, I don't have to keep spending my money on you. Dude, first off, it's worth it for the tech support that you give me. But, you know, it is awesome. I accepted your follow request on Instagram. Oh, that's for Lady Auric. Yay! So I'm starting this new diet that I made up myself where I only carb load on days that start with a T. So Tuesday, Thursday, today, tomorrow. Oh, infamous J.O. Are we trying to challenge JJ for the title of Funny Bunny? So, carb load on Tuesdays, Thursdays, today, tomorrow. I like that. I so like that. Sounds like an excellent diet. And I am very proud that I am at the lowest weight that I've been for probably almost 20 years. And I'm very excited about that. And also, I mean, it's not even so much about the weight. My blood pressure has gone down. I am no longer, or I'm having acid reflux much, much less. And just sent a pic of it to your Discord. Okay, hold on. Da, 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 da. Where is... Oh my gosh! We must share. Okay, let's see if I can do it this way. Hold on. Control V. Okay. Anyway, you guys, you can go to that link, and it's a very, very, very pretty picture. I don't know how to actually put it up into the chat. What's the tea today? The tea, I'm back to onion tea. So, I mean, I missed my onion tea, and I kept forgetting to get onions when I went to the grocery store. So I went and got onions, and it's like, yes, onion tea back. Now, for those of you who think, ew, onions, actually, I mean, it's a little bit of an acquired taste, but it is tremendously nutritious. It's got a lot of nutrients, a lot of vitamins, and it is also just kind of sweet. So it's Miss Tea. Oh, and JJ for the pun win. And it is... So anyway, check that Discord channel link, because it actually is a very, very pretty picture. I'll see myself out. Never. Oh my gosh. No, JJ, I'm telling you, you make my day. And even if it's like a bunny link, you make my day. Oh, and what are you having for lunch today? See, that's inquiring minds want to know. You know what tea I'm drinking. We have to know whether or not JJ went to Panda Express, whether he's got a sub, or he's doing carne asada. There's a thing about, I'm now getting kind of obsessed about it. Hey, there's no thing as just a sub. Subs are amazing. I'm having school lunch. Oh my gosh. Everybody, let's go back to what the school lunches were. My favorite on the school lunch, I mean, other than when they had, it was sort of like a tater tot, but it was a triangle. And those of us who are a little bit older, now I don't know how many of you had something called a surprise burger. A surprise burger was basically kind of some sort of hamburger thing, but it was inside like a bun, and almost like a pork bun type of thing. It had sort of dough on the outside that I think was steamed or something, and on the inside was this bizarre meat combination that, it's like, why won't they tell us what's in it? They just say surprise burger. I mean, it was tasty. In one sense, I miss having a school lunch. It was one less thing to worry about. That is true. And you always knew what the school lunch was going to be. But yeah, my favorite is taquitos. Wow, you guys get taquitos? Man, it was, we got occasional sandwiches. Usually, and my feeling is it's like pretty much it was whatever was donated. And since the surprise burger usually fell like at the end of the week, I think maybe that hamburger was getting ready to turn or something. But, much love to the cafeteria staff. We get 2 taquitos with liquid cheese. AdSense! Yay! Welcome, Th3Gaming with beautiful wings. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for being here. Good morning, afternoon, or evening. I think you're afternoon, I believe, if memory serves right, which it almost never does. But but it's always, it's like, oh my gosh, remembering the old school lunches. Now, I mean, these were like back in the 60s and 70s. So thanks for the shout out. Hope all is well. All is well here. And, and thank you, Papa, for that. Yeah, I'm doing good. It's Friday. I've got some folks to take care of this afternoon, and I'm looking forward to a weekend of just kind of hanging out, streaming a game tomorrow. We're back in Don't Starve tomorrow. So, it's a lot of fun. And, and it's fun until it isn't, and it sucks until it doesn't. And if it does kind of suck for you right now, I'm sorry. And, I won't tell you to pretend that it doesn't, because when it sucks, it's very important for us to acknowledge that it does, because that's part of the way of realizing that we can move through it. I mean, if we pretend like the bad times don't exist or like they don't matter, it tends to prolong them. I mean, in my humble opinion. Moment! Oh my gosh, folks, I told my teacher about the carb load joke. Please greet and share love with one of the founding members of this channel. One of the folks who were one of the first ones to ever, hear me, and I had to restart my phone settings so I wasn't getting any stream notifications. Oh, bruh moment, it is so good to see your name. And, also a proud member of the Jedi Swag Masters. And hopefully you guys will be, streaming again sometime. So, it's awesome. And it's so good. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're doing good. I hope that life is being gentle and fun for you. And, and like I said, Bruh Moment was literally one of the first people to ever come into my stream, and and has a very, very special place in my heart as one of the first people to really be there for me. And him, and who we rating today, DYK. Well, I suppose we can figure that out. If you would like to, if folks have like an idea for someone that they would like to. I tend to focus a lot on the bodily symptoms of my anxiety panic attacks. That is so important. Oh my gosh. Ding, ding, ding. Absolutely right. Because, our bodies are amazing. and they let us know when something's not right. And when you look at the idea of body, mind, and spirit, it makes it really important to acknowledge each one and the importance, because, you know, if something is not feeling right physically, you know, it can let us know that maybe something's not right emotionally. And by honoring what it is that our bodies are going through in any point, because our bodies want us to be well. And when things aren't okay, then the body lets us know. There's a saying that pain is the body's way of saying something needs to change. And that could be physical pain, it could be emotional pain. And by, you know, because, you know, that tension in the body, and as a chiropractor, I deal with people carrying tension, and, you know, some people carry tension in their gut, some people carry tension in their shoulders, some people carry tension in their neck. You know, the body will let us know what it is, and sometimes that can be the first hint that, you know, maybe we're breathing a little bit more rapidly, or we're breathing very shallow. And one thing that people often don't notice and don't focus on is how they're breathing. Because, you know, when tensions come up, we start to breathe, you know, and even when we're not consciously aware of it, we're breathing, you know, shorter, we're not breathing as deeply. And so if we stop and we, you know, like take in a deep breath and let it out slowly. You know, one of my favorite breathing patterns is to breathe in for 4, hold it for 4, and then exhale for 8. And for me, what that does is it brings me into basically my body. And, you know, this morning I was in the band hall and I tried to put my friend on his as I'm boxing playfully, and I was putting weight on my feet, and that's a good thing to do when in a fight. So it took a turn and he put me on my he's in 7th grade as well. My tension is always in my neck and upper shoulders. It's like, okay, Papa, you could always join the wrestling team. You know, sounds like some good practices. And yeah, and it's interesting because people who also look at where your energy is in your body. And I am a Reiki master, and those of you who don't know what Reiki is, it's an energetic healing tradition from Japan that has been around for a very, very, very long time. And it also focuses on the chakra system. And for those of you who don't know what chakras are, basically they're sort of considered energy centers in the body. And when people have tension in like the upper back and especially in the neck, often energetically that connects with they're not able to speak what it is they want to speak, or they're hesitating to speak out because they're afraid of what the repercussions might be. So, you know, there are times when, you know, and I am sensitive to the energy of other people. And there are times when I'll be working on someone and I'll be touching their neck, and all of a sudden I'll start feeling my neck kind of feel tight. And so, you know, I'll say, you know, it's like, you know what, I kind of have a feeling about something. Is it okay if I share it? Because I always ask. And, you know, they'll usually say, yeah. And I'll say, you know what, sometimes neck tension can be a sign that you're not speaking your truth to someone who needs to hear it. And for whatever reason, it doesn't feel safe to do so, but it's like your body is responding to you trying not to speak out. And almost every single time they'll look at me and go, how did you know? It's that one Mr. Miyagi does at the end of Karate Kid. Exactly. And oh my gosh, that was such a good movie. I mean, I wasn't crazy about the sequels, but the first movie I really thought was awesome. Oh, we don't have one anymore. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, maybe you guys can start one up. But yeah, you know, and, you know, when people have anxiety, and, you know, I had bouts with it years ago, but, you know, and it's so unique for each person. Every person has their own version of it. And, you know, often it is hard to speak out. You know, I mean, if you're young, maybe you're not going to be taken seriously because you're young. Or, you know, there are people who will, you know, just kind of say, it's like they'll dismiss what you have to say, or they don't understand what you're going through, so they kind of dismiss it. I mean, you know, it's really hard to be able to speak our truth sometimes. And as long as, first off, we can speak it to ourselves, that's the first step. I mean, there have been plenty of times when I've roamed around, you know, my little cabin in the woods and vented. And that's okay. And there are times when I need to, you know, go to somebody and say, you know what, we need to talk. And it's hard. It's hard to, and I don't even think about it as confronting, and even though in a way it is sort of like confronting. And it is also that piece of being able to speak your truth. And sometimes you need to speak it, you know, in a neutral, safe place. And this is your neutral, safe place. You know, there's a lot of people have stated a lot of different opinions here. And, you know, it's okay for someone to state an opinion, to state a feeling, to say, you know what, my life really sucks right now. And to have that be safe, and to not be told, well, you need to be more positive, you need to be this. What you need to do is honor yourself and be who or whatever you need to be in each moment, and to know that that's okay. Because it's okay here. It's okay to let the walls down just a little bit. You know, you don't have to spill all of your stuff. And if you feel like there's something you need to get off your chest, it's okay. Because the first part of working with something is getting it outside of our heads and getting it outside, like about here. When, you know, picture when you say something, suddenly it's like here. And it's when it's here, you can see it. You can look at it. And especially when somebody else kind of helps you and go, okay, yeah, here it is. All right, let's take a look at this together, because, you know, it's not so bad. It's not as bad as you might think. And there is Luna coming in. Someone actually said that they were worried I was being broken into. What? And oh, Luna kitty. Hello. And there's Luna. Say hi, Luna. Hi. Luna kitty. Lunda. Hey, JJ got your name wrong. You don't care. All right. But JJ says hi. Yep. Oh, there is nothing like a cat to be a great teacher in being in the moment. And, you know, because cats are just kind of, yeah, this is what I want for the next 5 seconds. And then I'm not going to want it anymore. And that's okay, because you will comply. I may be a professional that types all day, but my fingers don't know that. Hey, overall, you do really, really well. And Linda was kind of funny. But, you know, and sometimes I complain to Luna and she looks at me like, and great, and you're going to feed me now, because all the rest of that stuff sounds like a you problem. Now, Sam, he listened all the time, you know, and I miss that. But Luna's actually not too bad. And sometimes just holding on to something that purrs is really helpful. And she's been actually a bit more cuddly lately, so I don't know what's going on with her, but, you know, she seems to want to have, you know, cuddles a little bit more. But she is such a good kitty. What? You want to get down? You ready to get down? Okay, go. Meow! But, you know, animals can be very honest, because, you know, they're just in the moment. And, you know, it's the amazing thing with dogs, because no matter how bad a day you've had, no matter how, you know, difficult things are, they're just in that moment with you, like, hi, I'm so glad you're here. But being able to, you know, find those little eyes of the storm, you know, when things are escalating, and you take a moment and you stop and take a breath and just stop. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about the next thing you need to do in the next 5 minutes. You can take a few seconds to just stop and breathe. And being able to just, nurture yourself. Check in with yourself. What do I need right now? What am I feeling right now? Like I said, my fallback was just throwing a blanket in the dryer and then sitting with the blanket wrapped around me. And ever since I was little, that was something that was always a comfort to me. And yeah, the problem is I do not have a washer and dryer up on the mountain, so I actually have to drive down to the laundromat, throw my blanket in a dryer, and then come back home. But, it is what it is. And if that's what I need to do, then, the laundromat's not that far away. And it's comforting, to be able to find what comforts. Find something that, no laundry facilities, I know. Now, one of the cabins, they're like renovating. And I don't know if they're going to make it so that, they rent it as a studio. I would love for them to make it like a little laundry room. Now, technically, technically, there a couple of units have washers and dryers, and they were going to do washers and dryers for all the units, but then the gas or the water bill just went insane, so they decided to stop doing that. But yeah, no laundry facilities. I get to go down to the laundromat, which is actually not so bad, because when you live in a tiny little village of a town, the center of social interaction is the laundromat. And there is nothing that takes my focus away from my issues as much as going down to the laundromat, and you do a load of laundry. There's always somebody there who has an interesting story about something. And it's kind of a casual thing, even with social distancing, we still social distance, but then there's like, hey, how's that husband of yours doing? And, it was my favorite thing that ever happened at our laundromat was, I was sitting in there with, JD! Folks, welcome my nameless family, my bro from another Mo, Gaming with Kentucky and JD, who is absolutely awesome, absolutely sweet, and being in his stream is like sitting on a couch with your friends and just hanging out and just, laughing and gaming. But that's what it feels like. It feels like, sitting on a couch, and one of those big comfy couches, where you can eat nachos on it or something. Another thing I found I focus on a lot is the things I can't do because of my anxiety, depression, and agoraphobia, instead of focusing on the things I can do and being proud of the little things I've accomplished. You know what, Sheila? That is a really important observation to make. And that is something that most people, it's so much easier to focus on what we lack and what we want than what we have. And, that is a very normal thing. And I have a very large cat, so if it's not enough, we can buy more. Yeah, and the thing is that I don't think that we should try to force ourselves into, that is like, well, I've got to only think of the good things. I won't think of the bad things, because sometimes things want us to think about them so we can resolve them. And being in the moment, what is my reality in this moment? Well, if in this moment I'm feeling pretty bad, in this moment I'm scared, in this moment, this is my life experience. Or in this moment, I'm feeling pretty good. In this moment, I'm okay. In this moment, I feel like I've got this. Because at any moment, that can change. And by being able to go, you know what? Yep, there's some stuff that sucks. And I've also got this. I've got this one thing that is kind of cool. And, maybe the optimism comes. Sometimes, If I'm feeling like, I just have a whole lot, I'll just sit and cry. And it's not a bad thing to sit and cry sometimes, because it's a release of energy. And I was told by a very wise medicine man, and I went to South Dakota to go to a Sundance. And a very wise elder said that that tears were the most sincere form of prayer. And I thought, wow, tears are the most sincere form of prayer. And that actually gave my tears meaning. It meant that, I was reaching out. It meant that, I was looking for something to help me, and that I was willing to admit I didn't have it. So, after I heard that, it was like, wow, that is such a cool way to look at when I need to release that energy of what I'm feeling, that in this moment, it's not okay. The world is not okay. And it sucks, or I'm scared. I just let it out. And then, after a little bit, I go and I wash my face. And then, I just kind of sit. And I go heat up a J.O., my stalker, LMA, or JD. I was about to say, wait a minute, what about J.O.? It's finding whatever it is that works. And never let anyone devalue what works for you. Hey, you follow me to Everclear at Lady Hork. And it really is, anxiety, depression, and agoraphobia. Those are all, any one by themselves is big. And dealing with all three, I am so sorry, my dear. And I am so proud of you for being willing to share your journey and being willing to, to share these parts of yourself, because not everybody is that brave. Not everybody is willing to face it and take whatever step, even if it's a baby step, even if it just means going and sitting out on your back porch for a few minutes. That's a big thing. And I hope that you're very proud of yourself, because I'm really proud of you. You're not doing something that's easy. The easy thing is to just surrender and never change, never seek to change. And the fact that even if it's just sitting on your back porch, that's a pretty freaking amazing thing. When we override the slightest change in good is harm reduction and gives motivation for more good to come. Yeah. One tiny step. And it, it's like maybe you feel strong enough to do that step today. Maybe tomorrow you don't. Well, you honor that. Because, the journey that you're taking is going to take you somewhere amazing. The journey that you're on is, it is magical, and it is a miracle. And I really hope people note the little miracles in their lives and give themselves a good pat on the back for what it is. And it doesn't matter if anybody else thinks it's a big deal. If it's a big deal for you, it's a big deal. Some days you feel like a nut, some days you don't. Oh, the old Almond Joy and Mounds commercial. Good thoughts plus good actions equal good potential and can help change toxic environments. So try something different today that's less harmful. If I'm on track for today's discussion. Ding, ding, ding. Absolutely. It's about combining thought with action and being able to see the possibilities. Because, Sheila, even though you've got a lot of stuff weighing on you, it would seem that you still see the possibilities, because if you didn't see the possibilities, then you wouldn't be trying at all. And when we can be able to open ourselves up to what is possible, not what is, but what is possible, then we can move closer to being able to, get ourselves towards it. And it's one step at a time, and sometimes it is, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. but everything that's worthwhile is. And please know that, I really admire you for what it is that you're working with. And every little tiny, for you to be here in this stream is amazing and wonderful. And that's reaching out. And that's very cool. And I'm so happy that you're here. And in whatever way, if you just wanted to lurk and sit and watch, that would be awesome. But reaching out onto streams and connecting with people, that really is cool, because I would guess it's not always easy. And I'm really, really proud of you for that. And if you cannot see the possibles, surround yourself with people who help you feel things are possible. Absolutely. Having the right people around you, people who can hold you. Oh, Tyler says hi. Hey, Tyler. He heard your voice and came running. Hello, Tyler. How are you, my dear? I hope you're doing good. And hey, it's going to be Friday, so either today or tomorrow's got to be popcorn night. So, if you guys are having a popcorn and movie night, that is awesome. Yep, we used to, today has been really high anxiety and depressed day for me, and it's just now noon for me, and I already want to just cry. Me and Doc will tag team Tanny Pain or Negative and fill you with love. Absolutely, and like I was told, tears are the most sincere form of prayer. Tears actually connect you to what is real. So if you feel like crying, maybe that's what you should do. I used to not want to cry because I was afraid that if I started crying, I wouldn't stop. But that's not true. Eventually we empty. And it may take a while. And if you've been holding back crying for a while, it's okay. If you can, say, it's like, what? I feel like I need to release energy, because that's the other thing crying does, is it releases energy. It kind of exhausts it. It's sort of like, lifting the lid off a pot that's getting ready to boil over. When you release that energy, the stuff that's kind of pent up, it's okay. It's all right. And, maybe you toss a blanket in the dryer and wrap yourself in it and have a good cry. And then just stay cuddled in that warmth. I take anxiety meds and fought depression for over 30 years. I try to focus my thoughts on good things in my life. And if it's not possible to go walk out in the sun and talk to positive people and get into positive environments, it will help with depression. Yeah. And, and hey, JJ has had days like that, Sheila. And, it is, some days are really, really hard. And you're here. And you are nurtured and you are loved. And, people here, you don't have to be anything other than you. Because we think you're pretty special just as you are, with everything that you're dealing with. You're still very, very, very special. I'm on anxiety and depression meds myself, have been for 16 years now. I'm glad. And I'm glad that you're doing something to, really take care of yourself. And, and I know that there's sometimes when people will say, some negative stuff. But the thing is, if part of an issue is biochemical, you don't tell a diabetic not to take insulin. If it's something that their body biochemically needs, then the best thing you can do is nurture and honor that. And we honor you. And whatever it is that you go through, whatever it is that you're experiencing in any moment, we're here for you. And even if you just want to sit and listen in, but you're participating, which, considering what you're describing, how you're feeling, oh my God, that is so brave. That is so strong of you. I've been working on cleaning up my room and it feels like I never get anything done. Yep. So maybe what I would suggest is do one thing. Have only one thing on your list to do today. Maybe it's take out the trash. Maybe it's put a flower pot up. Maybe it's, pick up that book that's been sitting, sideways and you put it up. We all have issues. My issue is that I do not make $1 million. Yeah, old dusty mind, which, welcome. I spent 3 hours cleaning it yesterday and it's still not done. Wow. You did 3 hours of room cleaning. That's impressive. And it's okay. Sometimes, we need to step out of something and then come back to notice it. And also, may I gently say you're not entirely objective. If any of us were probably to look at it, we would probably say, wow, this isn't so bad. But what's important is you, how you perceive it. And it's okay. And sometimes the best we can do is, this is good enough. This is good enough for today. Hello, JJ, the crispy bunny. It's, and, be right back. Wife needs me. And Sheila, you're not alone. As stated above, no matter how bad it is, there can be no harm without lack of harm, or harm cannot exist. The same goes for love and hate and more. PPT works on replacing one thing that causes you harm. Just like changing one thing, like go for a walk outside if that's different. The sun has actually helped with depression. Stop, smell the air if able. Stop, listen to the birds if able. And I'm just trying to clean one room. You know what? That's okay. It's okay. The room will always be there. And if you focus on, even if it's just one thing that you accomplish, let's say you choose one thing to do for each day for the next 7 days. Now, on one hand, you could say, wow, it took me 7 days to clean my room. On the other hand, you can say, you know what? I chose one thing to get accomplished, and I accomplished one thing every single day for the last 7 days. And Sheila, your best is good enough. Whatever it is you've done, be proud of yourself for that. Because that 3 hours that you were working, that was pretty awesome. That was pretty focused. And it wasn't easy. And you did it anyway. So give yourself credit for that. Sitting outside just to do those videos has been helping a lot. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. And I'm so glad. And, in each one, you look a little bit stronger, but that's saying a lot because you're a pretty strong woman. To go through the things that you've gone through in the challenges you face, you're a pretty damn strong woman. And yes, at some point you will feel it. And I'm sure there are some days that you feel stronger than others. And you're doing okay. Whatever it is that you do. And, when it comes to your room, maybe make a list of the things, sometimes it's hard to know when we're done if we don't have a set finish line. It's like, okay, well, I need to clean up the room. It's like, okay, what does that mean? Define what clean up your room means. Make a list of what it is that make it not clean, and then that way you can just go down that and check things off. I love checking things off lists. Like yesterday, I even walked around my yard and show off some clawfoot tubs I painted pictures on. Yay! That is so cool. Oh my gosh, that is awesome. I'm definitely going to be watching that. Oh, Sheila, that is so cool. Celebrate. That is something worth celebrating. And thank you so much for sharing this. I mean, to everybody, if you have something that you celebrate, You need to share it. You need to let it out. You need to allow other people to be happy for you. And it's not being egotistical. It's not being narcissistic. It's saying, you know what? I did a cool thing, and I want to share that. Losing my oldest son has really taken a toll on my depression. I try to focus my attention on my other 2 grown children and my grandson to take my mind off of it. I am so sorry, sweetie. I am so very sorry. I can't even imagine what it is that, that you go through. Because I couldn't imagine. My youngest son was a truck driver, and he got into a really, really bad accident that he almost didn't make it through. And just having it that close was more than I could bear. And that type of loss, my dear, I can't even pretend to know what that means. And I am so sorry. And please know that here you can be able to, if you want to talk about it, great. If you don't want to talk about it, fine. But this is a place to share. And thank you so much for sharing that, for bringing that in. And however it helps for you, to be able to bear that, just one day at a time, one moment at a time. Like yesterday, my youngest son turned 24, and all I could think was the whole day was my oldest son was 24 when he passed. I am so sorry. And there will always be those moments that come in, and I honor him because I'm sure he was very nice. And the world will not be the same. Your world will not be the same. It's almost like the world you knew was gone, and then you had to build a whole new world. And that's a lot. You had to create a whole new world. That's not something that's easy to do. And every single day, you have to do that. And that takes a very strong person. It takes a strong person not to give up when facing pain like that. And I admire you and I honor you. And whatever it is that helps you in each and every day and each and every moment, I wish that for you. Some days you just need to pay attention to your feelings and grieve, for then it gives perspective to all you have left to be thankful for. Exactly. Grieving what you don't have or grieving what you lost doesn't mean that you don't appreciate what you have. You can do both. And, in whatever, because it's not about something that's static. It's what we feel is constantly shifting and moving. And, and that's exactly right. That we need to pay attention to what we feel. And if you need a break from what you feel, then you can occupy yourself with something else. And then when it gets big and you need to feel it, just make sure it's a safe space for you to do that. And now the tears are flowing. The sincerest form of prayer. It's okay, because what you're grieving is worth grieving. It deserves to be honored. And it's a part, grief isn't where we get stuck. Grief is the way out. And so, there will always be that place in you. And that not everybody will understand, because they fall into that fallacy that time somehow changes everything, and there's some sort of a time limit on grief. Grief doesn't have a calendar, and it certainly doesn't have a stopwatch. And crying, you'll cry for now, and then you'll stop crying, and then you'll do something else. You'll be in another moment. But if that's what you need to do in this moment, it's okay, because we're here for you. After the rain comes the sun, so too after tears comes happiness. Yeah, I can only imagine the joy that he was in your life. And just be with it, my friend. You know, we're here for you. And whatever it is that you need, you know, if you ever want to just tell us about him, that's fine. You can do that. If you ever want to talk about something else or your diamond paintings, you can do that. I wish I could be right there giving you a great big hug and being that blanket fresh out of the dryer. I wish that so much right now. And if this is the best I can do, to just be here with you in this and hold a space for you to let some of that energy out, I'm happy to. Because you're worth it. And because what you grieve is worth honoring. And that's okay. We're here for you. And if anybody else is going through something really, really hard, we're here for you too. And no matter what, together we can do this. And if it means acknowledging sadness, if it means letting tears fall, that's okay. That's our body telling us that we have an opportunity to let go of some of what we're holding back. Because no matter how much we cry, eventually we stop. Eventually we feel drained or tired. Maybe take a nap. You know, maybe go and take a hot shower. And then just take a breath. And whatever it means to you to be supported, let us know. Because, you know, because what you're doing is very, very brave. And it may not feel like you're being strong, but believe me, you are. And I know a lot of people who never come back from that type of loss. And while it may not be pretty, you're doing it. Every single day that you share what it is that you're going through, every single day that you give people the knowledge that what they're going through, that they're not alone. You know, it's, you know, I gave up trying to find absolute meaning in the things that happened a long time ago. And, you know, maybe it means something and I'm not there yet to figure out what it means. Or maybe it's just there to be honored. Maybe it's just there to be experienced. And then we move forward. So, you know, I'm here, sweetie. And JJ's here, and JD's here, and all the other people who are here listening and just feeling so much for you. We're here. And however you need that to be, and whatever you need that to look like, just let us know. And, you know, that's kind of what it's about. It's about finding balance in an unbalanced world. It's about being able to find whatever little ways that we can find to help us be okay, even if it's just for the next few minutes. And yeah, it's really, really sad. And when really, really sad things happen, it's perfectly normal and appropriate and healthy to feel sadness. And I can't think of too many other things that are sadder than that. And you're also here. And honoring and grieving your eldest son doesn't take even the tiniest little bit from your love for your other sons. Both can exist in exactly the same space. And, being able to be grateful for the good things and at the same time grieve the sad things. That's what balance is about. It's about being able to embrace all of it, but don't attach to any of it. Because everything shifts, everything moves through. And there will be times that are good times and times that are not so good. And we can focus on more than one thing at a time. And, going through what it is that you're going through, you know what? To heck with the room. Do one thing and have that be all you want to do. All you need to do. Because all you need to do is be you. All you need to do is be authentic. All you need to do is trust that if your body is telling you you need to do something, that that's what you need to do. Trust that if, your mind can figure out what would comfort you at least for the next few minutes, which sometimes it is just letting the energy out, or screaming into a pillow, or, tearing pages out of an old phone book. Whatever it is that you need, do that for yourself. And because you have chosen to share this journey and to share what's going on, that's pretty freaking amazing. And I honor that in you and from you. So, just let yourself be you. Be authentic. Be real in what you feel. And, you've always got a safe place here. And hopefully, we will all step through those things that are challenging us all together. I mean, eventually we will. Eventually balance will be restored, especially when somebody is working on it as hard as you are. So you've got this. I know you do. And even if it's 2 steps forward and 1 step back, you've got this. And that is for everybody dealing with stuff. You've got this. It's not easy. And sometimes it does break your heart. And it's amazing how even a broken heart can still be able to beat. And we can move through what it is we're feeling, knowing that, tomorrow we might feel it again. You do 2 steps forward and 1 back enough times, and soon you'll be doing the cha-cha. That's right. Or maybe the rumba. Not to be confused with a Roomba. Rumba. You younger folks, Google it. It's a dance. But yeah. We celebrate what we can celebrate when we feel like celebrating. And I will definitely take a look at the clawfoot tubs. I've always loved clawfoot tubs. Oh my gosh. They always seem to be the coolest thing. And, take whatever steps forward you can when you feel strong enough to. And on days when maybe you're not feeling so strong, pop that blanket in a dryer and sit and have some Ovaltine or whatever it is that, whatever hot beverage, you consider good. What? Oh, goodness. Chill, you've been fed. Whatever you need, just let us know. because we're here for you. And that's for everybody. We're here for you. So if there's something that is weighing on you, please feel free to be like Luna and sit and complain just outside of the camera vision. Because, hey, it's the squeaky wheel that gets the grease. So if something's going on, you can let people know and allow yourself to be supported. There's nothing wrong with you. You're just sad. Or you're afraid. I'm wearing a hat today. It's weighing on me. Well, if you take the jackalope ears off the hat, then maybe it wouldn't weigh so much. Get the antlers off. So that's going to be, you know, we've gone a bit longer than we usually do, but hey, I think it was well worth it. And I think that, but the antlers are what's weighing you down. And, you know, for those who are in the Loving Lurkers Lounge, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for supporting. Thank you so much for listening in. And if, you know, if any of you are going through something, if there's something that you just kind of want to be able to get some support on, please feel free. Or if there's something that you want to celebrate, and if it's just being able to spend more time outside and feeling okay about it, that's a good thing too. I love reasons to celebrate with people. And even for the tough things, there's usually some little thing that we can celebrate. So, you know, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Sheila, for sharing so much of what it is that you've been going through. And know that our thoughts and prayers and all our good wishes are with you. And we've got you. We've got your back. And you don't have to do or be anything for that to happen. So tomorrow will be Survival Saturday. We will be streaming Don't Starve, just because I'm determined to get really good at that. And if you I mean, and I do not mind backseating at all. Please feel free to give me suggestions. We'll decide which Don't Starve I'm going to play. Maybe I'll do Don't Starve Shipwrecked. I haven't played that in a while. So anyway, thank you for being here. Thank you. You know, when you've got a whole lot of other choices of other streams that you could be watching, and there's some really cool ones. Thank you for spending your time with this one. And I will be posting this stream on my YouTube page, and that is very exciting to me. I mean, I've had a YouTube page for a really, really long time, and well, I think like 3 years or something, and I've got a bunch of stuff on it. But when I went to Twitch, I kind of focused on that. So now I'm streaming stuff back on my YouTube page. So please feel free to go there. And I also do a lot of talk about empathy when, you know, when you feel things that, you know, you feel what other people feel as if it's your feeling. We have a lot of discussions about that, a lot of, you know, explaining why that happens and what does it mean to be an empath? What does it mean to be empathic? We also have, I would teach a course on different type of energetic works and different types of ceremonies and rites and rituals, because I am a medicine woman, as along with a lot of other things. And so, you know, I would teach people, and so I put the entire first year of what I teach on YouTube, so you can go and check that out. If there's anything energetic, if you ever wondered about earth magic, if you ever wondered about you know, different types of energetic shielding, energetic clearing, that's all on my YouTube page. It's on playlist there, so please go check that out. And if you like what you see, drop a subscribe. So let's see who we can. I remember we had some suggestions. Let's see. Hold on. YouTube. I still want that game. You know what? You get Don't Starve. We'll play Don't Starve together. which I am not that great about it. Okay, somebody had suggested Everclear. So how about if we go give a raid to Everclear? And, you know, awesome. You have an awesome day. To JJ, thank you so much for being here. And I don't know if Papa Merritt is still here or if he went back to class, but Papa Merritt, moi, you know, Sheila, hey, you know, reach out. You know, I'm working later this afternoon, but if you ever want to chat, you know, let me know and we'll definitely connect. And okay, let me make sure I spell this correctly. Everclear 01. Everclear 01, who is playing State of Decay. And I don't know what that is, but I'm sure it's interesting. So I want to wish everyone a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, or night. And please remember how amazing you are. Please remember how just vital you are. And most of all, please remember that you are the only you in all of the universe. The only you that has ever been and the only you that will ever be. And what that does is it makes you special, it makes you sacred, and most of all, it makes you necessary. Because without you, the only you in the universe would not be the same or complete. So, love you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye-bye, Lady Auric. And so we're going to do a raid on Everclear, and whoever wants to come along, great. If you need to get on with your day, have a wonderful one. And as always, I wish you balance and I wish you blessings from my heart to yours. So, have a good day. Learn something new. I'm proud of you and I love you. Alrighty, let's go do a raid and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.